Last night, Jeff Samardzija struck out 9 Reds over 8 innings as the Giants rallied late to take Game 2 of the series. With 3 straight wins, San Francisco now sits on top of the National League West. Today they go for a series sweep and their 4th win in a row. Giants, Reds, and it's coming up next. We've got day baseball here in Cincinnati as we come to you from Great American Ballpark. This is the final game of this series and road trip. Giants and Reds. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants have a chance with a win today to have a really nice trip and go 4-2. It'll be up to Jake Peavy, who needs a good start right now. So Peavy's on the hill.
Well, he does need a good start right now. He comes into this game, and in 23 innings, he's given up 39 hits. That's a lot. He needs to calm that down, but he's in the right place. He has never lost to the Cincinnati Reds, 7-0 with an ERA in the low 2s. And a good game today, it would allow the Giants to have a sweep against the Reds, and they haven't done that since 1999. So a lot at stake, and we know one thing about Jake Peavy. He's a great mutter.
He's a mutter. No Posey, no Duffy. Some extra men getting some at-bats today here in Cincinnati. When we come back, we will have the lineups in the first pitch right after this.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota. It's Toyota time for big savings on legendary Toyota quality. Take a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, on this damp Wednesday afternoon, the Reds take the field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 53 degrees here in Cincinnati. Winds at 14 miles per hour. Humidity's high. And it is cloudy and rainy. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Giants. It's a little different. It'll be Span, Blanco, Pence, and Belt. Brandon Crawford on this road trip. He's had a good trip, followed by Gillespie and Brown. They get starts. Tomlinson instead of Panic, and Jake Peavy hitting 9th.
On the hill tonight, or today rather, for the Cincinnati Reds will be the right-hander Dan Straley. He's a swing man. This will be the 7th game he's been in. He's made 3 starts. 0-1 with a 3.38 ERA. 22 strikeouts in 24 innings. He's got good stuff. It's low 90-ish. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a changeup, and he'll throw everything at you. He's a control pitcher. He's the kind of guy that, you know, wants to try and decide how hard you hit the ball. He's trying to get you off your back leg. That's a good at bat, and he wants to do it within 3 pitches. Lifetime against these Giants in 1 start, 1-0. He went 6 solid innings in his only outing against him. Allowed 4 hits and allowed a run, so he knows San Francisco.
So here's Denard Span. And the first pitch of the ball game is up high. So we get started at 12:36. And Straley comes back with the next pitch, and it's a strike called by Jim Joyce. Marvin Hudson, James Hoy, Chad Fairchild. There they are, your umpires for today's game. This man takes a strike on the outside corner. He's got 2 hits and 10 at bats in this series. 1 for 5 in the game last night. And he strikes out, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at the Reds defensively, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Duvall, Holt, and Bruce. Good arms on the corner with Duvall and Bruce, above average. Cozart back in the lineup after dealing with some knee problems. He's joined by Suarez on the left side, Phillips and Votto on the right side, and Ramon Cabrera. He'll be in the squad putting down the signs today.
So here's Blanco hitting at 333. He got a start in the game last night. Knocked in a run. And he went 1 for 4.
Now he's been swinging it well. Jim Joyce, a solid low ball umpire. He will look for strikes. And you will get some high strikes as well.
Foul back.
If there's any criticism to Joyce, at times he can be a bit tight, but all in all, I think he's a guy that guys look forward to when he's behind the plate calling strikes, both hitters and pitchers.
And the 1-2 delivery, and Blanco takes down low. Hunter Pence, and then Belt. This game just underway here at Great American Ballpark.
Straley's got just about 2 years big league time. He's 27 years old.
Popped up. It'll be Cozart who puts it away. 2 outs.
All right, time for our Nissan keys to the game. Right now we need Peavy to be Peavy. And for Jake Peavy, I mean, he's been giving up way too many hits, 39 hits in 23 innings. And he needs to calm it down. But he's doing it against the right team today. He's never lost a game to the Reds, 7-0 with a 2.39 lifetime ERA. Those are great numbers. And number 2, Gillespie. Connor Gillespie in the lineup getting his first start. He's in the 6th spot. That's an RBI spot. He needs to have a good day. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Pence right out of bed with a big swing and a miss. Pence at 290, 5 home runs, 23 driven in. Had an RBI yesterday as Straley working quickly. Throws the next pitch down low.
Yeah, he's a good getaway day pitcher. He likes to get it and go.
In the dirt off the shin guard of Cabrera. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Bay Area fans remember Dan Straley. He came up to the big leagues with the Oakland A's, and he was part of the rotation for several years. His best year, 2013 with the A's, he had a 10-8 record with a 3.96 ERA. Then he went to the Cubs last year with the Houston Astros, and this year here in Cincinnati.
2-2.
That's a good changeup. Just absolutely bottoms out. That's a circle change.
And Penn strikes out, and that'll end the inning. So nice inning for Straley. And that'll bring Jake Peavy to the mound. And the lineup that Jake Peavy will be facing, and it looks like this. It'll be Zach Cozart, who's back, and he's going to lead it off, followed by Tyler Holt. Joey Votto is going to be in the third slot, as always, followed by Phillips, Bruce, and Suarez. It'll be Adam Duvall, the former Giant. He'll hit 7th, Cabrera 8th, and Straley 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the veteran Jake Peavy. Peavy in his 14th year at the big league level, 34 years of age, 6'1", 180-pounder out of Catherine, Alabama. And when you take your bats against him, you're going to see a high 80s sinker. He's got a low 3/4 release. He'll throw a slider, a curveball, and a changeup. Likes to work quick. Lifetime against these Reds, he has been incredible. 7-0 in 12 starts with a 2.38 ERA.
So here's Cozart. Off to a really good start, Cozart. Hitting 347, a couple of home runs, 9 driven in.
He's a good player, and he's got some power.
Pops this one down the right field line and out of play. Holt and then Joey Votto. Reds are 10-17. They've lost the first 2 games in the series. Out of play again. They're 8. Let's see. I want to make sure I get this right. Doesn't look like I wrote this down right. They're 8-7 at home and 2-10 on the road. And that's foul.
Let's check out the Giants defense. What do you say? Starting the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Blanco, Span, and Pence. Crawford, Gillespie on the left side of the infield with Matt Duffy getting a day off. Tomlinson and Belt on the right side, and Trevor Brown. He'll be in the squad putting down the signs. Buster Posey gets a day off.
Got him.
It's a good sign for Peavy to get swing and misses on that breaking ball.
So Span struck out for the Giants to open up the inning, and Cozart does the same. So here's Tyler Holt. Holt came in to replace Billy Hamilton, who left the game yesterday due to an injury. And Holt went 1 for 2 yesterday. There's a pitch outside for a ball.
He's got good speed. Giants take away the bunt at third base with Gillespie, the third baseman, playing even on the grass. And Holt will drag and push. with the bunt. Peavy, the 2007 Cy Young Award winner in the National League with the San Diego Padres. 3-time All-Star.
Three 0 to the speedy Tyler Holt. Votto on deck. And a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike. Peavy took a little off and poured it in for a strike. Out of play. Peavy goes after him again. It's now 3-2. The numbers for Holt, as we mentioned, 348. Well, what does that work out? He's 8 for 23. Gillespie at third. 2 outs. Joey Votto hit his 3rd home run of the year Monday, and this is what it looked like.
That was a 3-2 challenge right over the middle of the plate from Johnny Cueto, but what he did with it is what was impressive, because not only did he hit a home run, I mean, he put it up in the 2nd tier of the Green Monster out in center field, and that's a blast. Had his worst month in his big league career in April. Really has had a slow start to get going. I want to ask you a question. I mean, this is Connor Gillespie's first start. How important was that first ground ball?
And it wasn't really a routiner either. Here's the pitch to Votto, and he rifles this one foul. Not by much. Yeah, you want to get a ground ball, and you want to get it out of the way in the 1st inning if you can, and that's what happened. Plus, hey, a little damp day. There's the foul ball.
Foul by about 2 feet.
It's not just catching the ball, it's also throwing it, and he had a long throw to make. High and deep to left, starting to carry, and in front of the wall, Blanco puts it away. July gone.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
The pitch to Belt, and Belt pops this one out of play. Belt at 311, 3 home runs, 19 driven in. 1 for 3 last night with a walk. 3 for 4 on Monday with a walk. He's always going to mix in 1 walk a game.
Always.
Good breaking ball, 0-2. Crawford on deck, and then Gillespie. So 3 left-handed hitters facing Dan Straley.
Yeah, we talked about the Nissan Keys. Not a bad idea to score first and score early with all the threat of rain around.
Hey, we're shocked that this thing started on time. Belt, high drive, right field. It is out of here. And the Giants score first. It's 1-0.
Right on cue.
Home run number 4 for Belt.
You talk hitting with Brandon Belt, and one of the things that he says he will do is he'll look speed. And it looked to me like he was sitting on something soft because a little breaking ball drops down right middle in at the knees, and he just golfs it out of here. Very quick swing.
Very strong.
He really is. And you're really not getting a normal carry, as you pointed out on the fly ball from Joey Votto. I mean, he had to earn that one.
So here's Crawford hitting .258. And Crawford takes wide. For Straley, that's the 4th home run that he's allowed. And the next pitch is high. It's 2-0.
You know, it's not a full house today, but the one thing about a ballpark when it's filled up about 30%, when a guy hits a ball that loud, there's an echo to it.
Yeah, you're right.
And that was loud.
See if Crawford's going to lay in the weeds on a 3-0 pitch. He's not. It's 3-1. Three and 2 on the pitch right on the inside corner. Yeah, there's the mics that pick up the crack of the bat.
And you're pretty close from the backstop to the plate here.
Foul. Look out. The search is on for the foul ball.
This guy's running
there it is.
The 5-meter low hurdles to get to the ball.
Yep. Crawford a big chopper to Votto, and Votto will take it himself. Check out the Giants grad pack. It's the perfect gift for a graduate this spring. You get tickets to 2 Giants games plus a class of 2016 Giants cap with an orange tassel. And those packs start as low as $39. sfgiants.com/mini packs. The grad pack. 1 out. Here's Gillespie. As Mike mentioned, Gillespie's first start. He's 2 for 6.
Now, he's a professional hitter. He can do a lot of things for you, and he's a contact guy. Reds play a shift on the right side of the infield, but they've adjusted their defense on the right. We saw their lone infielder play the shortstop position.
This is hit out into left center field. It'll be 2 outfielders converging, and Holt makes the catch.
To finish that point, they really played the lone infielder on the left side of the infield, the shortstop position, and the one pinch hit at bat that Connor Gillespie had. He had a little half swing to just take advantage and hit away, a little bunt, like a bunt swing. Got himself a base hit. So he has that type of bat control is the whole point.
Here's Brown hitting .258. And Brown flips one into right, a base hit. It's going to allow Tomlinson to come up.
All right, time now for our Togos big play. The Togos way. And last night, the big hit of the game was Kelby Tomlinson. Started off in the second inning when he had a perfect drag bunt single. And then in the eighth, the biggest hit in a tie score. This was a steal that he had. And this was the swinging bunt that knocked in the go-ahead run, a lead that the Giants would not give back. We asked him if he did it on purpose, and he just smiled. We'll take that as a no.
So here he is hitting .229. And a base hit to right field. Well, Peavy's going to get a chance to hit, and he's done okay in that department this year. He's 3 for 6. He's got 3 runs batted in.
We talk about the importance of early offense on a rainy day. With one on the board, they have a chance to put up a crooked number. And you cannot take the Giants pitching staff for granted. They've got 11 RBIs collectively, and that leads the major leagues.
And a strike. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Peavy's been good with runners in scoring position. One and 2. Cueto knocked in a pair of runs in his first at bat on Monday. Samardzija yesterday 0 for 4 with 1 broken bat. And that'll end the inning. Belt puts the Giants on the board as he knocks out his 4th home run of the year. Giants strand a pair as we head to the second inning. It's bye-bye baby, 1-0 Giants. Check out our Geico quote. It comes from Buster Posey on Jeff Samardzija. He says, for me, 95 to 98 with sink off a 92 to 95 mile an hour cutter. Getting his slider over when he's behind in the count, occasionally mixing in a split. And there's a lot of different things he can do. Pretty good scouting report from Buster Posey.
Well,
no secrets there, I will say.
I mean, but that's the type of a ball game. If you're a catcher, I mean, you love putting the finger down. I mean, that was a manly start from Jeff Samardzija.
Here's Phillips. Phillips takes a strike. He's at 271. A home run. 7 runs batted in. 1 for 8 in the series. High drive to left. This is home run number 2, gone. And just like that, this game is tied. It's the first time Phillips has taken PB deep in his career.
Down and in, and just golfs it out. I mean, very similar to the location that Brandon Belt hit his home run, down and in.
So here's Jay Bruce. Bruce at 244 with 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. And he's 2 for 11 in his career against PB. And this is a rocket down the right field line. Pence gets to it, and for Bruce it'll be a double. So here comes Eugenio Suarez. A home run and a double here to open up the second.
Yeah, that home run for Brandon Phillips is a 188th home run. That's a lot of home runs.
Yep.
Again, down and in. And Jay Bruce, I mean, he didn't even get a lot of lower body in that either. Gives you an idea how strong he is.
Suarez fouls it to the backstop. Suarez in the series is 0 for 6. Oh and 1. Just inside, maybe not. 1 ball and 1 strike. Adam Duvall is on deck. A 1-1 game here in the second.
Giants play Suarez pretty straight up. They take Belt way off the line of first base. Really the only exaggeration to a standard defense.
And they're going to say Suarez went around. 1 and 2.
Marvin Hudson, the first base umpire.
Marvin, the only one in this crew that we have not seen behind the plate.
All right, did he go?
Probably not.
It's right there on that equator of did he go or did he not go. Could go either way.
So Brown's going to have a word. Brown back behind the dish. And he's got Suarez thinking outside. We'll see if PB wants to come back in. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. See where Brown sets up. And they're going to go away again. Span as this ball is hit well and gone. Home run number 6 on the season for Suarez, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
Boy, and the down and in location is the big offender right now for PB. The home run to Phillips, the double to Bruce, and now the home run to Suarez. All in the same place, and they are not missing them.
So here's Duvall, and he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Duvall at 225. He hit his 3rd home run of the season yesterday. Way outside and low, 2-0. Two balls and 1 strike.
Not giving into the fastball count with the fastball. One thing about Trevor Brown, I mean, he's calling everything. Curveball, sliders, changeups, 2-seam, 4-seam. He's trying to mix it up as best he can. Reds just are not getting fooled right now. And the one thing you cannot do in this ballpark, and we say it about Philadelphia, we say it about Coors Field, you cannot walk people here. It's just too live a yard, even on a cool day with rain. You have to make guys swing the bat.
So a full count. And the walk.
Now it's critical that Jake Peavy gives Bruce Bochy some innings. They get no day off. They go right into a homestand. Traveling across country, and remember, the Giants on this road trip went from a 13-man pitching staff down to a 12-man pitching staff.
Here's Ramon Cabrera, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Peavy's last outing in New York, I mean, he had a real rough time in the 3rd inning, so it was an early knockout. And the bullpen had to eat up 6 innings that night.
One ball, no strikes to Cabrera. And a strike to even the count. Foul.
If you think back to Peavy's last start in New York, he got to the 3rd inning, and that was when the Mets put up 12 runs in that 3rd inning. It was an inning that lasted over 40 minutes. And it's just grueling on a defense, especially in a cold environment. It's cold in New York. It's cool out there today. And those are things that managers think about.
Got him. Second strikeout for Peavy, and here's Straley. Straley is 0 for 4 on the season. By the way, Cabrera had just been called up from Louisville on Monday. Devin Mesoraco went on the disabled list.
0 for 7 on his career. Bunt situation. 0 for 7 in a career. That means you're bunting all the way through 3 strikes.
And a strike to Straley with Belt and Gillespie charging down hard.
Now, they're not figuring Straley to be too quick, and if they can crash in hard, they're really not fearful of him showing bunting and going into a butcher boy. So they can be very aggressive.
And he bunts that breaking ball foul. It's another than 2.
And if they can get a hard hit ground ball, they can possibly get the catcher Cabrera at second and then get a double play. And they'll be aggressive here, even with 2 strikes. don't believe he's going to be allowed to swing it.
So Straley's out. You have to work on that a little bit this week.
Yeah, you really need to work on that. If you're a pitcher, you have to be able to bunt. It's such an important out. And this, he's sitting too high. He's not getting his knees bent low enough. He's out of balance. Just not good form. It can all be improved.
Cozart struck out in the first inning. And he takes wide, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 home runs in the inning. Actually, in the full inning, 4 home runs. Or make it 3. Phillips, Suarez for the Reds, Belt 1 for the Giants. The 1-0 delivery. And this is hooked down the left field line. Gone. Just tucked in down the left field line. That's 3 home runs hit here in the second. I really didn't think that ball was going to stay fair.
I thought he hit it off the end of the bat. We talked about Cozart, man. One of the things the Reds liked about him and kind of rushed him to the big leagues is he's got some pop. A little hanging slider. And it's just a matter if it was going to be fair. See ya.
So here's Tyler Holt. And he takes up and in, 1 ball and no strikes. So that's the 3rd for Cozart. He now has 11 RBIs on the season. And a strike to Holt, who bounced out to Gillespie. So the Giants know the deal. They got some work to do.
Well, this is the ballpark to do it in, though.
Gillespie will charge and catch it on the short hop, and that'll end the inning. 5 runs, 3 home runs and a double. 3rd inning coming up.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Well, Tuesday, May 24th is the annual Bruce Lee Tribute Night. Your special event package will include a game ticket. See the Giants take on the Padres and a limited edition Bruce Lee Giants t-shirt. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Span. It's a 5-1 lead for the Reds. Span, Blanco, Pence, and call strike. Span rips one down the right field line. I'll make sure I get this one right. Foul.
Yeah, well. Good job. Well done. Loud foul, I might add. Yeah, it's definitely a day to dress for rain.
Out of play.
Nice play. Not a bit. She didn't figure to get one up there today.
Nope. Little pop up to left. It's right there to DeBall. So you want to know why I said I wanted to make sure? This is from last year.
Yeah. Let's see it again.
And the pitch. And Bell hits a high drive foul down the right field line and out of play. Gone. It went over the foul pole, and it's a 3-run home run for Brandon Bell. How about that?
Wow.
Somebody just Span.
Nailed it.
I had visions when Span hit that ball. Blanco bunts it foul.
Well, it was a hit in the clubhouse.
They enjoyed it. Hey, isn't that our job? Just entertain?
Yeah, it is. That was very entertaining.
Probably not the way I had envisioned it entertaining. One ball and one strike to Blanco. There's a strike.
Strelly's throwing everything up there, which is how he has to pitch. Mixes 4 pitches in, mixes speeds, mixes locations.
So Blanco trying to get on here for Hunter Pence. Base runners. That's what the Giants need here in the third. It's 5-1 Cincinnati. Out of play. It stays at 2-2.
And I think it's important to answer. Reds put 5 on the board at the bottom of the second. Put something up at the top of the third.
Even if it's just one.
It's true.
This is line to Duvall. 2 down.
You know, I don't think enough gets talked about the shutdown inning and just what it means, especially when you get a quick one to get your team that had put a crooked number up on the board, get them back in the dugout to go hit it again.
Here's Pence. Pence struck out in the first.
The Giants fans.
And a strike to Hunter Pence with Belt on deck. Top of the third.
Just a bit low. Straley trying to put a shutdown inning up there. Everybody in the Giants dugout trying to not allow him to do that. It's just a little thing about momentum, how it shifts from one dugout to the next.
Absolutely. Penn's got a piece, so he'll see another pitch. Giants are 7-7 on the road. They've had 5 games against teams, actually just 2 teams, the Brewers and the Reds in the National League Central, and they've won 4 out of 5. Into center field, and this is right at Holt, and that'll end the inning. So Straley does indeed get the shutdown inning, and now Votto's going to lead things off.
Time now for greater coverage of baseball, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. We go back to April 26th, 2012. Giants taking on the Reds, and it's the origin of the Giants' happy flight. The Giants down 5-3. 1 out top of the ninth, and Angel Pagan hits a 3-run homer off Sean Marshall. Giants would win, and they would go home happy.
This ball is drilled into deep right center field and off the top of the wall. Span picked it up and then dropped it, and Votto on one pitch is standing at second base.
Down and in.
The 5th extra base hit, Mike.
He's hit the target in the outside corner, and he's just missing across the plate. 2 doubles, 3 home runs. They're just not missing his mistakes to location.
Well, Phillips is the one who started it all by homering down the left field line in the 2nd inning, and that tied the score. Pitch high and wide, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Five hits now for the Cincinnati Reds. So we're going to miss 1 ball and 1 strike with Jay Bruce on deck. Foul back, so Peavy challenged him, and Phillips hit it off the backstop, 1-2.
You know, the thing about extra base hits, when they start coming in bunches, boy, everybody in that dugout starts thinking they're going to hit one.
Yeah, the thought of laying down a bunt really doesn't exist after that.
See you later.
And that's a base hit up the middle. Votto's going to be held up. Phillips picks up his second hit. And now the Reds have runners at the corners with nobody out. And here's Jay Bruce. Bruce doubled down the right field line in the second.
Yeah, it's hard to watch a guy like Peavy go through it. I mean, he's been a warrior for 14 years. He's done everything in the game. He's been one of the premier pitchers in this game his whole career. Cy Young Award winner, All-Star, been part of 2 World Championship teams.
Outside to Bruce.
But the hitters let you know. It's that simple. He had allowed 39 hits coming into this ballgame in 23 innings. And already today, with nobody out here in the third, he's given up 6. And just one of them has been a single.
And that pitch is down low, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. So the bullpen is quiet so far.
Well, Peavy knows the deal, and I'm sure Bochy called him in and told him, we need innings out of you no matter what.
There's a strike.
Generous strike.
Runner goes, swing and a miss. Brown's throw, and now they've got Phillips in a rundown, and they'll tag Phillips. I don't know what Phillips is talking about. As Crawford went sprawling.
Well, what a nice play from Trevor Brown's perspective. I mean, that ball did not stay in his glove a very long time. So I don't know if Phillips is saying he didn't touch me, which I don't think he feels he did. Phillips is looking over at third base. And I see what he's saying. He didn't touch him, but he went out of the baseline. And I think he did. Maybe from that angle, looked like he did make contact on the chest. But they're going to take a look at it. Brian Price, Red skipper, talking it over with Jim Joyce. I mean, you could question a tag play, which is basically what this becomes. Phillips looking over to see if Votto was going to break from third. I think he got him right there. I don't think that would be overturned just from that angle.
Well, what would they overturn?
I don't know.
Crawford could have got up and easily continued to play.
Yeah, I mean, once they called him out, the play was dead. I don't understand.
Nice play by Brown. It's 3-2.
Boy, I'll say that was tough. If you're going to question a tag play, don't you have to at least make it to the bag?
Actually, I think Brown can And thank his shin guards and legs and toes and everything else.
Just get a chunk of your body out in front of it. Anything you can do to keep that ball in front of you.
Infield is in. As Bruce stays alive. So it's a caught stealing for Phillips. And here it's 3-2 to Jay Bruce. And he got him.
Got him with a challenge fastball at 89. So that's the strikeout he was pitching for with a runner at third base and less than 2 outs.
So here's Eugenio Suarez, who hit a long home run into left center field in the second.
Johnny Cueto watching, rooting on his teammate.
And a bit outside for a ball.
Johnny Cueto knows better than anybody that this is a ballpark where a big crooked number can go up against you in a heartbeat. He gave up 6 in his outing in game 1 of the series in a 46 pitch 3rd inning. But then that was it.
That was it. Came back then and got 2 good innings of work after that to save the bullpen. There's a strike.
But you know, we always talk about Coors Field, about how when a big inning starts to go against you, you just don't know how to stop it. And you could say the same thing about this ballpark too.
Yeah, you can.
As offensive as it is.
Lifted high and foul and out of play. It's 1-2.
Yeah, bring a towel. It's a good day to bring your towel. Bring your towel, get a ball.
Flip job in the left field. That's going to be a base hit. So Suarez knocks in Votto after all the hard work Peavy did to get 2 outs, and it's now 6-1.
You're right. That's the one that hurt, especially when he got him in a 2-strike count with 2 outs. He's thinking, all right, I can pitch through this. Pitch through that leadoff double. Now you got to dig deep.
So here's Adam Duvall, who drew a walk in the second inning. Suarez has got 4 steals, so you got to keep an eye on him. As Duvall cues this one off the end of his glove, and everybody's going to be safe. His belt couldn't hang on to it. Base hit?
That can't be a base hit.
So it'll be an error on Belt.
I think they called base hit initially. He was so far off the bat going to his left or to his right that he couldn't get back, because if he could have gotten back in time, they may have had a chance to get the out with Duvall.
Here's Cabrera, and Cabrera waves at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. Well, what it means is extra pitches for Peavy. He's got Suarez at second and Duvall at first. Oh, and 2. TV out in front, no balls, 2 strikes. 6-1 Reds. Skied to right, foul territory, Belt, and that'll end the inning. Reds put one on the board through 3. 6-1 Cincinnati.
Time now for our Ford right choice. We have a flashback to last night. Jeff Samardzija came in here and absolutely was dominant in a 9 strikeout performance through 8 solid innings. And a very well pitched, well played ball game by both teams. The Giants come out on top 3-1. And this guy had everything to do with it. Second career victory against these Reds. And his 4th victory of the year for the Giants. And afterwards, Buster Posey said, "That's as good a stuff as I've caught." Our Ford right choice.
Here's Belt. Belt takes high. Overshift is on for Belt. He homered in the second. Giants had the lead. Bounces this one to Votto. And Votto goes to the bag. And here's Crawford. Crawford bounced out to Votto in the second. Down low to Crawford. Connor Gillespie on deck.
Aaron Crawford came off the field after that play involving Brandon Phillips, and he was not really smiling coming into the Giants dugout.
Pitch is wide. 2 balls and no strikes. Straley about to throw pitch number 53. And he does. And a swing and a miss on a pitch down and in 2-1.
Yeah, he's not going to give in to you ever. 2-0 break a ball with a 5-run lead. I mean, it's just not his game. He's going to pitch his game. Pitch the way he feels he needs to pitch to get people out.
And tight 3-1.
Just missed.
Crawford trying to do some damage, jumped way out in front.
It's the look he had when he came back to the Giants dugout. Not a whole lot upsets Brandon Crawford. He's about as mild-tempered as anybody I've seen in the Giants uniform.
Crawford. And another ground ball to the bottom. 2 outs. And here's Gillespie. Connor Gillespie hit a fly ball to center field in the second. Way outside. Giants will be at home tomorrow night against the Colorado Rockies, and Matt Cain will be on the mound. Swinging a foul out of play. Rockies, Blue Jays. That's your homestand.
Yeah, a quick week. 4 Rockies, 3 Blue Jays. Guy's a happy boy. Got himself a cold one or a baseball. Life is good.
Gillespie. A little half swing. It's 1-2. And the Giants will be back out on the road. They'll have 4 in Arizona and then 3 in San Diego. So they'll be playing against the West for a while.
Well, I think that 4-game series in Arizona is going to be interesting given what happened the last time the Giants saw the Diamondbacks in San Francisco. They got swept a 4-gamer at home.
Yeah. Although there hasn't been a revenge chant just yet.
But give it time. We'll pay close attention to that.
Gillespie hammers one into the gap, and it's hit very well, and it's gone. And it's 6-2. He's playing like it's in July.
Yeah, this is 2 strikes, 2 outs. Little elevation at the belt and that quick swing. And this is the one thing about Connor Gillespie. He gets the bat head to the ball quickly. Very compact hack. Built for average, and here he flexes his muscles. Pumps it out of here to right center. His first of the year.
Right over Ollie's Bargain Outlet. That's where Marty Brenneman shops.
Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame broadcaster here with the Cincinnati Reds. So I didn't know that about him.
No, you can get all of his T-shirts there. He's got T-shirts from the 70s, 80s, 90s.
One of our favorites.
Swing. And a miss. Hit one over Ollie's Bargain Outlet. You get a free Marty Brennan T-shirt. It's great.
You have one of those.
I do.
Marty
and I
Brennan
didn't even
t-shirts.
have to. I paid for it. The Smithsonian asked me for it. I said no.
Wasn't cheap either.
Popped him up. And it'll be Phillips. And that'll end the inning. Gillespie gets his first of the year. And check to see where it goes. Gone. Free T-shirt. Bye-bye, baby. 6-2 Reds. On this date, way back in 1966, 50 years ago today at the stick, Willie Mays hit career home run number 512. He hit it off of Claude Osteen of the Dodgers. Mays passed Mel Ott for most career home runs in National League history, and that happened on this date in 1966. How about that?
Candlestick. Before they enclosed it. That's great footage. It's not footage you see very often. And they made him a cake. 512.
Recognize those old lockers at our old clubhouse?
Yeah, same ones we had.
They didn't change.
Off Claude Osteen. Had Claude as a pitching coach in Philadelphia. Gomer. Good guy.
Straley with a swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Willie Mays going to have a birthday this Friday. Going to be 85 years old.
Down the right field line and out of play. Got him. And that'll bring up Cozart.
Fifth strikeout for Jake Peavy, all by swing and miss strike threes. You guys got to be thrilled to get Cozart back in the lineup today.
That one get Brown.
He may have got his right shoulder. Let's take a look at his. You say what you want. I mean, you put a pad over there. I guess it helps a little bit, but not much. You get hit right on that shoulder point. You get a sensation that goes down your arms and explodes through your fingertips, and then it goes the other way up through one ear and out the other. It lights your bell, let me tell you. But I guess it'd have been worse if the pad wasn't there.
Playable for Belt. And he puts it away.
You always talk about it's nice to hear an outfielder call a pop-up when an infielder's going back in the outfield on it. You like that outfielder who's coming into the ball to take a pop-up. The same thing for that play right there for a catcher. He's begging for a corner infielder to come in and call it off, and Belt did.
Here's Tyler Holt. Holt with a healthy rip, and he fouls it straight back. He comes back with a high fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6-2 Reds here in the 4th inning. Foul back. 1-2.
$70 pitches for Peavy. It's a little over where he should be. You want to ideally be 60 or less at the end of the 4th. Second inning cost him a lot of pitches.
Yes, it did. And now asking for time is Holt as he gets tired of waiting. But he stays right in the box. The 1-2. Look out. 2-2.
Changeup. And that's the last thing you want to hit a guy with is a changeup.
Pokes it to right, and standing there is Pence, and that's going to end the inning. So Peavy with his second 1-2-3 inning for the Giants. Tomlinson will lead it off.
Silver Slugger 3-pack, access to 3 games, including the June 25th game against the Phillies, and we're giving away a Madison Bumgarner bobblehead to the first 40,000 fans, courtesy of Chevron. The pack also includes a limited edition coin commemorating our 3 recipients of the Silver Slug Award. For more information, go to 3pack sfgiants.com/minipacks.
Tomlinson had a base hit in the second inning. He tried to lead off the inning by doing the same here in the 5th as he pops this one out of play. The big inning for the Reds, the second, where they hit 3 home runs. Peavy, and then Span, and then Blanco, Pence, and Belt. Stradick wants to do baseball. Now everybody's finally paying attention, and he'll get a new one. Gone are the days where the umpire looked at it and threw it back.
Yeah.
Now you just take it and you throw it out on your own.
Just see you later.
And Tomlinson is out swinging. You got a piece, but Cabrera hung on. 4th strikeout.
I mean, I can remember pitching a whole inning with a ball.
Yeah.
That'll never happen.
Well, then what happened is Major League Baseball just didn't trust you guys anymore.
Well, I think it was less trust. I mean, that was a generation that knew how to use a scuff. This generation now, they don't know how to use it because they never allowed to.
PV hits a high fly ball to right. Bruce is there as he goes back and makes the catch.
You get a sinker ball out there, ground ball comes back to him. Another ground ball comes back to him. I mean, it would stay in the game. I mean, Rick Russell, who was a sinker baller, I mean, that was commonplace. But now you hit a ground ball to shortstop, likely that ball's coming out of the game.
Or the pitcher will look at it and say, hey, this has got a scuff on it. It's got to go.
We've seen that. That drives me crazy. If you get a scuff on a baseball, that's free movement from God. If you know how to use it, it's wonderful. free movement.
Here's Span, who takes high.
If you have a scuff, you hold the ball out towards the hitter and you've got a scuff on the right side of the ball's going to move left. If you hold the scuff on the left side, the ball's going to move right. If you put your fingers on the scuff, ball's going to sink. It's movement for free, and all you have to do is throw a fastball with it.
Well, then what pitchers should have done is just scuffed it on their own.
Well, you know, it's funny you should say that. A couple guys have got themselves in the Hall of Fame doing that.
2 balls and 1 strike to Span. Span bluffed the bunt, takes a strike, 2-2. That's when you bluff a bunt and you think to yourself, that's the best pitch I'm going to get to hit all day.
It's like every time. Look out.
That get him in the toe? I think it did.
That's the last thing that Straley wanted to do. And with a breaking ball, just right off the toe of his right foot. I think guys with speed like Span, they'd rather get hit in the head than their feet.
You're right. Here's Blanco. Blanco's popped out and lined out. Hunter Pence is on deck. And the first pitch is high. It's 1 ball and no strikes. In at third is Suarez. And a quick toss, and back easily is Span.
Not really a steal situation here, 2 outs down 4. But Span's got a green light, and if he thinks he can get a good jump off Straley, he'll go. He never has to apologize for that. Reds will respect his ability to steal a base. Giants, I mean, they've been on a roll on this road trip, stealing bases. They've stolen 9 bases in their last 3 games. They stole 7 in their first 25 games. But it has everything to do with who's pitching and who's catching. And
correct.
But there's the tale of the stolen bases.
Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Giants would like nothing better than to get another base runner on for Hunter Pence. First pitch, 53 degrees. On the ground to Phillips, and that's going to end the inning. Giants strand a runner. It'll be the Beef coming up facing Peavy. The Giants take on the Blue Jays May 9th through the 11th. 2 special Heritage Nights during the series. The 9th is Korean Heritage Night. The 10th is Japanese Heritage Night. And then Wednesday's day baseball at 12:45. sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Votto. Votto's hit a ball to the wall and left that was caught, and then he doubled off the base of the wall in right center field. Peavy to the plate. And Votto with a healthy rip, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Just inside, maybe high. Phillips and then Jay Bruce. 6-2 Reds. Bottom of the 6th. The 2-1 to Votto. Crawford behind the bag, throws him out. So they're going to give Peavy an assist on that. And here's Phillips.
Take a look at the pitch. They try to go up and in. It leaks out over the plate away. And Peavy just does get a little leather on it. Not that Brandon Crawford needed a lot of help. He was pretty much set up in the right spot prior to the pitch. So give Ron Wotus a pat on the back for placing his defense there.
Phillips a home run and a single. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Boy, pretty good pitch, just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eleven hits in the game, 7 for the Reds, 4 for the Giants. Jay Bruce to follow, and this is fouled out of play.
Oh, he just missed that. Take a look at the 2nd inning, and this was the one he did hit. Down and in, and just yanks it right over the wall. That guy used his hat to make a basket catch. He had his glove in his left hand. He didn't have it on. Impressive play.
Very impressive. 2-2. Hey, nice job last night. We had a chance to get back to the hotel and then watch the Warriors play. The Warriors pick up a win.
That was unbelievable what we witnessed last night with those guys.
Nice comeback. Foul off of Brown. Yeah, they just never out of it.
They're as tough mentally as a team as I think I've ever seen. It's great when you get to the Giants clubhouse the next day after a Warrior game and they're talking about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Game ended about 1:15 our time. Also, at the same time, we watched, if you go channel surfing, a little bit of the Sharks, which that didn't turn out as well as the Warriors did. So Phillips is gone. 6 strikeouts for Peavy, and that'll bring up Jay Bruce.
You know, Dave Righetti, you always look him in the dugout. And he's always grinding for his pitchers, always. I mean, he's always got that look of concern. And last night, I mean, he carried the same look of concern back to the hotel when he was watching the Sharks. He's a huge Sharks fan. Season ticket holder for many years.
That's going to be out of play.
And I just think it's so cool in the Bay Area. You know, the professional players that we have, and we have some pretty special teams in the Bay Area, they all pay attention to what the other team is doing, and they root for them. And the Giants very much into what's happening with the Sharks and their playoff run, and of course the Warriors. So good luck.
Bruce out in front. It's 0-2.
Good changeup. One of the best changeups he's thrown today.
Brown's going to go out and have a word.
It's not what Peavy wanted. So Peavy kind of slumped his shoulders, and Brown immediately stopped. Peavy did not want to have a meeting. Now, Brown can't figure out what he wants to throw. I mean, he's gone through the signals. A bit perplexing for a young catcher to catch a 14-year veteran.
Foul back.
Now, Peavy struck out Bruce in a high fastball in his last at bat. I think he wanted to go back out there and try and do it, especially after he got the second strike with the changeup.
Yeah. And I also think, Mike, that he felt like he was in a good rhythm. That's why he didn't want to have anybody come out. One-two pitch to Bruce, and he got him. Peavy's best inning. Through 5, Giants have work to do. Reds lead 6-4.
That podcast is live on CSNBayArea.com. You can log on each week as insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball. And you can also check it out on iTunes. Alex Pavlovich, a good man, hard worker. We like him. 6-2 Reds as we head to the top of the 6th inning here. And Straley getting set to face Hunter Pence, and the Gamer Babes are here. Welcome. We missed you.
Pence with a big swing and a miss. Pence is struck out and flied out against Dan Straley. Belt to follow. No swing. Marvin Hudson. I don't know if Pence got a piece of that or not, but it jumped out of the glove of Cabrera. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I don't think he's picking up Straley's changeup at all. He's had Pence reaching in a lot of swings today, and that has not been the case here the last 2 weeks. He's been pretty locked in, and it's been very difficult to get him off his back leg.
Giants to take a walk here. They need base runners. Hammered into center field, and Holt's going to run it down.
That was not an easy play. I mean, that nut was roasted, and it was knuckling as it was heading out to Holt. And you know how hard it is to hit a knuckleball. How about trying to hit or catch a knuckleball? It's hit about 100 miles an hour. And that was the challenge for Holt. It was all said and done. He puts it in the sweet spot in that glove, but you can't hit a ball any harder than that.
Belt is homered, and he's bounced out to first. The 1-1 to Belt, and Belt fouls this one down the left field line and out of play. Mostly night games today.
Yeah, the only other day game is in Pittsburgh. Cubs Pirates going at it.
Belt's home run of the second, led off the second, his 4th of the year.
A little breaking ball down and in. There were 2 Giants home runs today.
Gillespie hit the other one in the 4th. And the walk to Belt.
Nice at bat. There's more day games going on out that check. New York, Atlanta have a day game going. Milwaukee is hosting the Angels.
Well, you're just off by 3. That's all. Not a big deal.
Hey.
Over and unders, if you're off by 3, that's fine.
It's all right.
4? I don't know.
Way to pick me up. Oh, wait, there's one in Kansas City, too, hosting the,
So it is a bad day.
the Nationals. Yeah, that just made it a bad day.
Crawford waiting, and he pops it up. Duvall coming in. Two outs, and here's Connor Gillespie.
Wait, there's more.
Uh-oh.
Oakland going to host Seattle, and San Diego going to host Colorado. So how was my first scout report?
What, there's only one other day game?
Yeah.
See, I think you got the wrong paper this morning.
Yeah.
I think you got yesterday's paper.
I think I got last year's paper. It was under my bed this morning.
There's a strike to Connor Gillespie. Gillespie's home run went into right center field. Lifted to left for Adam Duvall. So after the walk, Straley retires the next two. Bottom half of the sixth with Suarez to lead things off.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. It's Toyota time for big savings on legendary Toyota quality. Take a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Here in Cincinnati, it's a 6-2 lead for the Reds. The Roebling suspension bridge. I think we walked over that a couple of years ago. High fly ball center field. It's Span who puts it away. 1 out.
1 pitch, 1 out.
As you like to say, a gift.
It really is. It's like you're starting the inning off with 1 out.
Duvall is walked. And he's reached on a belt error. And ball high. 1 ball and no strikes.
90 pitches for Jake Peavy. Maybe his last inning. His pitcher spot's due to bat third in the top of the 7th for the Giants.
Swing and a miss. It's a ball and a strike.
Hunter Strickland starting to dig in.
Make sure you get it the way you like it, Strickland.
You better believe it.
Here's the 1-1. Foul back, 1 and 2.
But Peavy did what he had to do. He had to get some innings under the books. And there in the second inning, when he had a 5-run second, you didn't know if he was going to be able to do it.
One ball and 2 strikes. Duvall steps out. And that's hooked foul.
Oh, nice play by our ball dude. Needs to work on that toss, though. I think that's a better bench than what they get at AT&T.
I don't think the seating part is quite big enough. You might as well just sit on a bicycle out there.
That's right. It's like a 10-speed.
Foul out of play.
Do they even have 10 speeds anymore?
See, I want to see.
Well, there's a weight limit there. You can't weigh more than 120 pounds to be on that thing.
A leather chair that swivels would be good. Hey, that's a pretty big kid right there. Duvall hits another one. It is gone. That's his second of the series.
Fourth on the year, and it always means a little more when you can do them against the team you got traded from. And it's a hanging slider. And it's just right out there on a tee. Fourth home run of the day that Peavy has given up.
Here's Cabrera. Cabrera struck out and popped out. Coming in, Peavy only allowed 2 home runs on the year. One ball and 1 strike. This is lifted out to Blanco and left.
Last night against Jeff Samardzija, we watched the ball get hit in the stands and a fan lost his wallet.
That's it. Absolutely.
This man says, thank you very much.
Yeah, credit cards laying all over the track. If Span would have put that wallet in his back pocket and played with it, would not have been the first time a Major League ball player would have had a wallet in his back pocket.
No, Rico Cardi.
Rico Cardi. And he had a really thick wallet too. Like he had $100 ones in his wallet. And that'll end the inning. Duvall hits his 4th of the year. This is what it looked like. Or this is what the wallet looked like. Yeah. The old Rico Cardi trick. 7-2 Reds. In summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Jake Peavy's allowed 4 home runs. It's the 3rd time he's done that in his career. Belt and Gillespie have homered. Gillespie has hit his 1st. And Straley's done a good job. He's walked 1. He struck out 4. That's your Toyota game summary. I guess really the thing that we're amazed about most is the fact that we were sure that this game was going to be delayed. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to be here in the last 3 innings, but the start of it was in big jeopardy. Brown takes a strike.
Well, this is the same situation in New York on Sunday. I mean, they said there's no way you're going to play this game. We left this hotel in downtown Manhattan, drove out to the ballpark.
Brown hits it high and foul and out of play.
And the game was delayed 2 minutes. So, I mean, we were told basically yesterday that there was no chance that this was going to be played. And yet we haven't had a delay. Knock on wood, knock on wood. And that's the one day you don't want to be delayed is getaway day, especially going back home.
Brown got a piece to stay alive. Giants want to put together a rally. They've been really good at coming back in games. They need 5 runs to tie.
Yeah, get on base, keep the line moving, see where it goes.
Brown, a little check swing pop up to Votto.
Ball is not carrying the race.
Wind did not help that ball whatsoever. Here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson is single and struck out. And Tomlinson rolls it foul. Mac Williamson is on deck. Strickland.
Mark Gardner, bullpen coach. So you say, what does a bullpen coach do? Well, Mark Gardner, number one, I mean, he's a pitching coach. And he's one of the better mechanics around. But when you're a bullpen coach and game's going on, guy starts to get up, you start talking to him about who he's going to face.
There's a base hit.
Second hit for Tomlinson.
You know what the bullpen coach did in the years that we played? He kept the guys from screwing around too much in the bullpen. He was like the policeman.
I mean, it is so much more sophisticated in that regard now.
Way more sophisticated.
And Gardner, he'll also watch how many throws a guy makes to get loose. I mean, that's all chronicled. I mean, they saved that data.
Yeah, in our day, the bullpen coach was also the catcher.
Yeah, pretty much that's what the bullpen coach was.
So here's Williamson.
So there's a lot of dialect going on between Gardner and whoever the pitcher is as they get loose, getting their plans going as to how they're going to try and go after guys.
Strike call to Mac Williamson. Mac started on Monday, the day he got called up. He went 0 for 2, scored a run. He was tearing it up in Sacramento. And that's a healthy rip, folks. It's 0-2.
It's the kind of swing a guy takes. You can almost feel the wind hit you in the forehead if you're pitching to it.
Did he get Cabrera on the backswing? I think he did.
Watch the bat come around.
Kidney.
Cabrera gets dinged. Better look here.
So it's 0-2. Never quite sure whose fault that is. If it's the hitters, the catchers, or it may not be either of them.
There's a lot of hitters that know they have big backswings, and they'll tell a catcher, "Hey, look out," and the catcher will back up.
Denard Span is on deck.
Likely to be Straley's last inning as he's on the 105 count with his pitch total.
Williamson chops it foul.
Again, the changeup, which has been a good pitch for Straley all afternoon. He's riding that thing hard. I mean, that's his strength, is that he can throw anything at any time and will. So Cingrani has slowed things down in the Reds bullpen. Cingrani's the only lefty that the Reds have.
Williamson with a base hit to right field. It's one of those where you better hustle down the line.
Well, with Jay Bruce's arm, you're right.
So here's Span.
Nice opposite field 2-strike at bat. Tell you what, he makes contact loud. It's louder than most.
So Brian Price. No, that's not Brian Price.
Mark Riggins.
Mark Riggins.
So Australia's going to see another hitter. I thought with the left-handed hitting, Denard Span and Gregor Blanco due to come up here, I thought you might see Cingrani, which is why they had him down there getting heated up.
Well, this meeting on the mound is brought to you by Ring Central, business communications made simple.
But he lives to see another hitter. You get the reprieve when the pitching coach comes out. When the manager comes out, it's pretty much all she wrote.
Span was hit by a pitch in the 5th. It got hit on the foot. Before that, he'd struck out and flied out. And he shoots this one foul. Tomlinson and Williamson are your base runners. Maybe Brian Price trying to avoid the bullpen.
Well, I mean, they set a record, a major league record last night. 21 straight games the bullpen has allowed a run. It has really been an Achilles heel with this Reds team this year. And that is a painful way to lose when you have a lead late in the ball game and your bullpen cannot hold it.
Three balls and one strike.
Gregor Blanco is not going to face Dan Straley.
Look out, and that's ball 4. Well, Bruce Bochy's got some people on the bench that he can use if this is a left-hander. Gregor Blanco walks over towards the Giants bench. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back. Giants have the bases loaded. Buster Posey's going to hit.
And Tony Cingrani, the new pitcher for Cincinnati. This is what he has done in 14 games. 4.09 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 11 innings. The one blemish, the walks, the 9 walks. I mean, he's got great stuff. You'll see low to mid 90s with the fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
(2012) Latos, Game 5, the deciding game, and that was a grand slam.
Well, it's the ideal situation for Bruce Bochy to play the trump card of Buster Posey. I mean, you know he's going to get pitched to here with the bases loaded. And that was good history.
Buster last night 3 for 4, 3 doubles. 2 for 4 on Monday, so he's hot. And he takes a breaking ball down low.
Straightaway. And we've seen a lot of straightaway defensive positioning from the Reds in this 3-game series. Dramatically different than what the Giants saw against the Mets, and certainly what they saw against the Padres. The Padres were extreme in their defensive positioning.
Into right center field. Holt over and in front of the wall. He makes the catch. Everybody tags up, and scoring is Tomlinson. Buster Posey, a sacrifice fly. Ball is jumping today.
So it winds up being a productive out. But they're still looking for that one big swing in the bat that really gets them to believe in that dugout. Cingrani, with 2 outs, he doesn't have to pitch to Hunter Pence.
He does not.
But he is definitely the type of pitcher that believes in his stuff, and he doesn't back down for many hitters. He'll go at you.
A strike that was missed by Cabrera. Well, maybe Cingrani's stuff is moving that much.
Oh, I mean, he's got great movement, great late finish on his fastball. I mean, we saw that when we first saw him. And there are times that he'll go out there and he won't throw anything but the fastball. He can tell you it's coming.
Pence, a big chopper. And Phillips, and they just got him. And that's going to end the inning.
following telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 7-3 lead for the Reds. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Hunter Strickland coming in for the 12th time this year. No record yet. 4.82 ERA. 11 strikeouts in 9 1/3 against 3 walks with 11 hits in 9 1/3. You'll see mid to high 90s with the fastball velocity. He will 4-seam and 2-seam the fastball. It's got kind of a slurvy slider and a split. Go get him.
Here's Cozart, who takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Cozart hit a 2-run home run in the second. And a bit tardy, and it's a 1-1 strike. Williamson stays in the game. He's now in left. Span's got room in center field. And on the third pitch of the inning from Strickland, Cozart is retired, and that'll bring up Tyler Holt. Holt has bounced out twice, and he's flied out to right. Low, 1-0. Joey Votto on deck.
Strickland, a big guy, 6'4", 230, broad shouldered, built for the fastball. So look at his motion. It's very compact. He's not a pitcher that gets out of balance in his motion, stride step towards his target. And when you can do that and throw 97, I mean, that's a plus.
Down low.
One pitch that has really been inconsistent for him lately has been that breaking ball. Very compact and balanced. He has no problem repeating his arm stroke.
And Holt shoots that one foul. He's a little upset with himself that he didn't do more with it.
Well, he was on it. And that's the problem with having an inconsistent breaking ball, is that Reds and everybody else, they're not looking for it. They're sitting up there looking for one thing. And what I think he has to do is he has to throw breaking balls for strikes more, especially early in the count. Throw them for strikes. Don't think guys are going to swing at him against you, because they're up there looking for one thing. They're looking for the fastball. Oh, good pitch. If they had set up on that outside corner, it may have been strike 3, because it went across the plate. As I mentioned, he also has a split, but it's not a pitch that he feels confident in yet in a 3-2 count. You don't see it unless he's way ahead in the count. So when you pigeonhole yourself into a fastball counts, big league hitters don't care how hard you throw.
And that hits Strickland in the back, and he throws him out.
That was a direct hit, and he smoked it.
I put down 1-3, and it really didn't tell the whole story.
It does not. 3-2, you got to go to the fastball. He's looking for it. You're taking off swing. You're trying to go back up the middle like you're taught. I mean, Holt does everything right, and all he gets out of it is putting a bruise on Strickland. There's not a pitcher on this planet that won't give up a Brews to get an out.
So here's Votto. Votto takes down low.
And at 97, they're not looking for anything but the fastball.
Absolutely.
That's why you don't have to be throwing your strikeout pitch in a first pitch with a breaking ball. Throw it across the plate, elevate it.
Hunter Pence, and Hunter Pence is going to come in and reach down and make the catch. So Hunter Pence made the adjustment, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, Belt is going to lead things off.
SFN BayArea.com/AST for the 2016 All-Star Teachers, brought to you by Provident Credit Union. It's the 10th season of the CSN All-Star Teacher Program. It recognizes that teachers make a difference. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school, so vote CSN BayArea.com/AST.
So here's Belt. Giants down 4. Belt facing Cingrani. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Belt, Crawford, Gillespie. 3 lefties. Belt fouls it back. We mentioned earlier, Belt, a walk every game. Well, he walked in the 6th.
Ross Ollendorf, the right-hander, just starting to get loose. Nothing frantic about his pace right now. Derek Law heating up. He will pitch the 8th.
Belt shoots one into right field, a base hit. Bruce headed over. Belt will stop at first.
Yeah, it's not an arm you want to challenge there.
No. Leave well enough alone with that one.
Well, you're down 4 runs here. You don't want to be throwing out at second base by one of the strongest arms and more accurate arms in baseball, Jay Bruce.
Les Belt was thrown out at 3rd in New York and thrown out at 2nd yesterday. Just let it be. Let it be.
Pull the reins back a little bit.
Nelly.
Big horse. So Mark Riggins going to come out.
Have a little chat about Brandon Crawford.
I don't think they really need to give Ollendorf a whole lot of time out there. I mean,
no, this is a Jimmy Swaggart.
Little pep talk. All right, good to go.
Belt has no lead at all. Nor in this situation should he. Crawford takes a strike.
Just an easy 93. Cingrani's a guy, I mean, you could do anything with him. Pitch him as a lefty out of the pen. You could start him. Could be a long man for you.
They get one. That's it. Only because Phillips couldn't hang on to it cleanly. So Crawford beats the relay, and here's Gillespie.
A rare bobble. And even with the bobble, they still managed to get a throw off.
Yes, they did.
I thought off the crack of the bat, slam dunk. You don't expect a bobble from a Gold Glove second baseman.
This is Gillespie's home run in the fourth.
Second Giants home run, but the first one to go out of the ballpark. First home run as a Giant was an inside the Parker. So he'll remember that one. Plus, it was a 2-strike at bat. You know, home run at a 2-strike count, it always feels better, especially if you take on a gap.
Out of play. New baseball for Zingrani.
Guy brought his glove. Not bad. That guy didn't, and he got the ball. It's not right.
No. Close. It's 1-2.
Well, change seats, change seats. There's no runs in these seats. These guys are clearly bored.
Absolutely bored. Somebody needs to run up there with a hot dog vendor or the cotton candy or something.
Yeah. They are.
Or a pretty girl, one or the other.
They just turned into the Jamaican bobsled team. And they are finding a way to entertain themselves.
It's 1-2. And that is going to be a double play. 4-6-3 on the double play. Bottom of the eighth coming up. It remains 7-3. Well, check out Giants Baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat app. You can stay up to the moment at any moment with this app. Download MLB.com at-bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Derek Law is the new pitcher. Board stiff.
All right. Well, you should be paying attention to this guy, Derek Law, the new pitcher for the Giants. 8th time that he's come in. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. Come on. Sit up for that. Mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, changeup.
Phillips rolls it foul. Phillips a couple of hits, a home run in the second. 7-3 Reds here in the bottom of the 8th.
So 2 pitches. Curveball, slider.
Last one up.
Derek Law, through his minor league career, averaged just about 2 strikeouts an inning. I mean, he had unbelievable strikeout numbers. His career derailed because of a Tommy John surgery he had to have.
Tomlinson to Belt and a nice play. Phillips hit it well. 1 out.
Everything about that play was the big legs.
Here's Jay Bruce. A double and a couple of strikeouts for Jay Bruce. That's going to move some people around.
Well, that makes the most sense. Bring your third baseman over, make him play in the outfield, leave your shortstop on the left side of the infield by himself.
And, you know, put the kid that played short a lot in the minor leagues up the middle, and that's Tomlinson. Come in. And Tomlinson makes the catch.
So clearly, the defensive positioning working today. All right, time now for our player of the game. It is brought to you by Honda, and we think that Eugenio Suarez is that guy today. That was the big swing of the bat. That was back in the first inning. A 2-run shot. He winds up having a 2-for-3 day with 3 RBIs so far. He's our player of the game. Brought to you by Honda, Eugenio Suarez.
Here he takes a strike. That's where Law really wants to keep that pitch. And at times in certain counts even lower than that. Hit up the middle. Tomlinson is going to try mightily, but it'll be late. It'll be an infield hit for Suarez. Perfectly placed.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. You get hits like that. That's what happens when you're the Honda player of the game, man. You get good breaks.
Yes, you do. And wait till he sees the gift he's going to get.
That's true. What the little bird left on the rock.
Here's Adam Duvall. Assuming these guys were teammates for a while.
Good assumption. Duvall came up through the Giants organization. He and Derek Law played together at a couple levels.
And a base hit. All right, stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants postgame live highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. Ramon Cabrera is going to be the hitter. And Cabrera bounces this one to Belt. Belt to Law, and Law just reached back and grabbed it. Stepped on the bag, and that ends the inning. Last chance for the Giants. Reds 7, Giants 3.
Rockies. It'll be a 7 o'clock game, pregame live at 6:30. You'll see it right here on CSN Bay Area. Plus pre and postgame coverage with Giants insider Alex Pavlovich. The home of the authentic Giants fan is right here on CSN. And you can see the matchups. Matt Cain taking on Chris Russin tomorrow. Then Madison Bumgarner, Chad Bettis on Friday. Johnny Cueto, John Gray on Saturday. And Jeff Samardzija, Eddie Butler will be the finale on Sunday. And so join us, if you would, all games on CSN Bay Area.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up in brake experts.
So Ross Ollendorf, the new pitcher for the Reds, this is what he has done in 12 games, 3-2 with a 6.0 ERA, but 13 strikeouts at 12 innings, just 10 base runners allowed. He's got good stuff. You'll see low to mid 90s with the fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and an exaggerated windup. But he's also pitching for history here. The Reds bullpen has allowed runs in 21 straight games, and they're trying to stop that.
Trevor Brown is 1 for 3.
Ollendorf's got the 1940s windup, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Hit out into right center field for Jay Bruce. 1 out. Holt is now in left field, and Hamilton is in center. And here's Tomlinson, who's 2 for 3. And the pitch is low. Mac Williamson's on deck. And a call strike. That is the old time windup.
It really is.
I kind of missed it.
You don't see many of those anymore. Reds are kind of looking for a closer in this tough period that their bullpen has gone through. J.J. Hoover, who was supposed to be the closer, kind of fell out of favor. So it's kind of bullpen by committee right now. Well, this is not a save situation.
I vote for Rush just because of his windup.
That's a good one.
You know, you watched it like this for years, and not everybody, but most guys did that.
That's just a huge step back with his left leg, and then he steps back with his right leg, and that's something you don't see very often. Left leg drops back, right leg drops back, then he walks into the rubber. It's just a lot of moving parts, and in this era where pitching coaches profess to take motion out, get more compact, in fact even completely disregarding the windup and go full time out of the stretch. It is refreshing to see a little throwback to an earlier generation. Step back, step back, step in. All you really worry about as a pitching coach is just when you get to that position when you're lifting up your left leg as a right-handed pitcher, that you're balanced on that back leg. When you lift that leg up, you should be able to hold your balance on that back leg. If the guy says stop, you should be able to stop and stand on one leg. And Ohlendorf can. I mean, he's balanced before he starts home.
Three and two. A one-hopper to Phillips, 2 down. And here's Williamson.
All right, here's the foul ball. Scrum.
Come on.
Gamer Babes are diving right in. They are not backing off anything.
Come on. The lady's horse laughing, everybody. Uh-oh.
Did she get it?
Here's Mac Williamson, and he takes outside for a ball.
All right, everybody regroup, get back in, reload those seats. Oh, give it to the chick. Come on.
If you just beat 4 women for the ball, you cannot celebrate.
No, you cannot.
That is part of the rules.
You can't even smile.
2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. I do believe that's what the manager likes to see guys like Mac Williamson do.
In 2-0 counts, 1-0 counts, 3-1 counts, you better believe it. Get after it.
Line down the left field line, and that's a one-hopper up against the wall. Williamson headed in a hurry, and he'll make it. So Denard Span is going to have a chance to hit.
Well, he hits a top spin liner. I mean, that thing was smoked. Now Duvall's out of the game. He's got the better arm. And one thing though, Mac Williamson, even at his size, 6'4", 235, he can run a little bit.
Yes, he can. He's hit 2 balls really hard today. One to right field and that last one. So here's Span.
Got good arms in center with Hamilton. Good arm with Jay Bruce in right. Real good arms.
Down the right field line, and that's a fair ball. Coming in to score is Williamson. Span into second base with a double.
Now the Giants inch closer, and that's 20 2 consecutive outings from the bullpen that allow runs. And he did not wait around. I mean, he was jumping on the first fastball that he could see, and it was right out there on a tee. As Joe Garagiola used to say, room service.
Yeah, we met his grandson today, Chris. Works in the PR department here for the Reds. Here's Duffy. Duffy takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. There's a streak Mike's talking about. Not a streak the Reds are that happy about.
No, I mean, it's just a lot of bad luck, too.
Duffy spins and fouls it out of play. Right now the tying run is in the on-deck circle, and that would be Hunter Pence.
And that's Matt Duffy's job. Get that tying run in the batter's box. And to do that, he's got to get on base any way he can.
And it's really not about getting the run in. It's about getting on base. So now it's 1 and 2. So Duffy down to his last strike.
Another breaking ball down in the dirt ahead in the count 1-2, and the fish are not biting. So a good take from Duffy's perspective. Yeah, he's still believing.
In and out of the glove of Cabrera, so Duffy gets new life.
Well, he just scuffed the red stitch on that one. So Cabrera, the catcher, going to come out and say, hey, he can't hit your fastball. Throw that again. Okay. Either that or he says it's supposed to rain and I have to pee. So
Let's go.
One of the two.
Absolutely. It's coming in. Out of play.
And there was that high fastball. And Duffy did well to keep the top hand on that one.
Happy customers. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Foul ball never disappoints.
He got him, and that's the ball game. Cabrera will throw him out, and the Reds salvage a game in this series, and they win this one on getaway day for the Giants. And a little too much from the Reds offensively, and it was the long ball that hurt Jake Peavy.
Well, and it's the very first time that Jake Peavy in his 14-year career has ever lost to Cincinnati. So the Giants now come home on a 3-3 road trip.
And indeed they will. Rockies tomorrow night. Final score here at Great American Ballpark. The Reds 7, the Giants 4. Stay tuned. East Giants Postgame Live. That's going to start right now.